Hi, everyone. Continuing our Ozzy Osbourne weekend. Today's song is Mama, I'm Coming Home from 1991. And yesterday's song, Mr. Crowley, really got me, gave me a surprise, really. And it was a lot of fun to try to work my way through there. And I'm curious to see what I'm going to hear today. So let's dive right in. Starting out with a nice descending scale.
Times are strange. Here I come, but I ain't the same. Mama, I'm coming home. Time's gone by, it seems to be. You could have been a better friend to me. Mama, I'm coming home. You took me in and you drove me out, yeah, you had me hypnotized, yeah. Lost and found and turned around by the fire in your eyes. You made me cry, you told me lies, but I can't stand to say goodbye. Mama, I'm coming home. I could be right, I could be wrong. It hurts so bad, it's been so long. Mama, I'm coming home.
So this piece really feels like it's focusing on the lyrics. I'm listening to the music and we have this descending scale. We could probably even try to find that on the harp. There we go. And so, moving back up here, let's go about here.
I could be right, I could be wrong. It hurts so bad, it's been so long. Mama, I'm coming home. Selfish love, yeah, we're both alone. The right before the fall, yeah. But I'm gonna take this heart of stone. I just.
And so we have this scale that's taking a nice, easy ride down. And that's pretty much what the music consists of, I'm going to say. At least so far throughout the piece. Sometimes you hear it down here. Sometimes you don't hear it at all. When I was just playing along with the piece, I was playing where it wasn't played in the piece. And yet, it fit. It's as if this whole piece is built around this descending scale motif. A very simple motif that's rather relaxing. It doesn't have a lot of really immediately decipherable emotional message or content. It's just a descending scale. It could be peaceful. It could be tragic. It could be calming. It could be so many different things. And the way it's played also doesn't really give a lot of clues. If we didn't have the lyrics, there could be anything sung to this. And it could kind of fit. So my point is, this is about the lyrical content. And it's focusing us towards the voice. Even the way the music is put together, the voice is in the center. It is the focal point. Or even as I'm looking at the video clip, I see that the singer, it's just him. He's not doing any flashy antics. He's just standing there and we see him singing. It's about what he is singing. It's not even about himself. It's about what he is singing. And so all of that says we need to pay attention to what is being sung. Mama, I'm coming home. Okay, but is this a repentant I'm coming home? kind of like a prodigal son? No. Is it somebody who's in deep trouble and I'm coming because I'm desperate for help? No. Is it because, all of these potential reasons for coming home are not what's here. Mama, I'm coming home. Times have changed, and times are strange. Here I come, but I ain't the same. Okay, that's the start. But then as we go on, it gets more and more specific. You took me in and you drove me out. You had me hypnotized by the fire in your eyes. You made me cry. You told me lies. But I can't stand to say goodbye. This is about the incredible conflict and the damage that happens when a mother isn't necessarily a good mother, because there's still the attachment. This is a mother to child attachment, or child to mother attachment. I can't stand to say goodbye. You made me cry. You told me lies, but I still miss you. I could be right. I could be wrong. It hurts so bad. It's been so long. Mama, I'm coming home. It reminds me a bit of Pink Floyd. Pink Floyd's The Wall. The song, is it Mother? Just titled Mother, it goes through all these different things. Let's see if I can pull the lyrics out of my memory right here. I remember, you won't let me fly, but you might let me sing, or something like that. And I'm going to put all my fears in, baby, I'm going to put all my fears into
all of her fears into you.
Yeah. So it's the same sort of conflicted, unhealthy relationship that happens when, well, it happens. And this song is about, I don't know where it's going to go, but obviously it's taking us towards that kind of conflicted relationship, and the need to have a mother, and yet the reality that I don't have the right kind of mother, and still I'm coming home because the child in me needs a mother, and I miss the mother, in a way, the mother I never had. So let's see where he takes this next, because this is developing in that direction, but I don't know where it's going from here.
Selfish love, yeah, we're both alone. The right before the fall, yeah. But I'm gonna take this heart of stone. I just got to have it all. I've seen your face 100 times. Every day we've been apart. I don't care about the sunshine, yeah. 'Cause mama, I'm coming home.
This line, I've seen your face 100 times every day we've been apart. And I don't care about the sunshine. What sort of face? It doesn't specify. What does this mother's face look like to him in his imagination? It doesn't say. But there's so much implied there, isn't there? Selfish love. Yeah, we're both alone. He acknowledges. In other words, he's a grown man. He acknowledges, I know it's not good, and you're never going to be what I need, and I'm never going to satisfy you, but still, I've made the choice. I'm coming home. I don't care about the sunshine. In other words, this face that I've seen 100 times every day since we've been apart is not the sunshine, and yet I don't care about the sunshine.
Mama, I'm coming home.
You hear that chorus? You notice there's not any particular joy in this music either. It's kind of, you could say, placid, but not peace, not the kind of joy that you would want to hear in those words, Mama, I'm coming home.
hypnotizing. Lost and found and turned around by the fire in your eyes. I've seen your face 1,000 times. Every day we've been apart.
You know, going back to that scene here in the little guitar break, let's find this because I think it has something to say in this whole story here. So it's the guitar solo. And he's in this sort of empty, dusty, old room with birds flying around him. You think, are they doves? Are they pigeons? They're not vultures. They're probably pigeons. It's an old abandoned building, right? So you'd expect pigeons to be there. But it's almost as if it looks like they are. Where I stopped it right here, you can see it's almost as if it looks like they're wanting to pick at his flesh. They're not. But this whole song is not really overt in what it's saying about the details. It's not overtly saying you've destroyed me, mama. It's not coming out and saying I'm choosing death by coming home or anything like that. But here with the birds flapping around, is it birds or is it bats? Is it birds that are picking at his flesh? Or is this a departing of the spirit from the body? It's all these different suggestions. Just suggestions. All that is a scene, right? Of someone arms raised in an empty space with pigeons flying around. But all of these different ideas kind of come the way it's shown on the screen. And that is while the guitar solo is playing. Which is kind of a taking flight solo, isn't it? And then this is what comes after that. Taking that line, which is a rather religious sounding line, lost and found, and then adding, and turned around. Lost and found and turned around by the fire in your eyes.
Lost and found and turned around by the fire in your eyes. I've seen your face 1,000 times.
Back to this line.
Every day we've been apart. I don't care about the sunshine, yeah. 'Cause mama, I'm coming home. I'm coming
The way those drums do 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 with the bass.
I'm coming home. I'm coming home. I'm coming
It's interesting. Similar to yesterday's song, it leaves a lot unsaid. Even though the music and everything focused us toward the lyrics don't tell all, do they? They tell enough. They tell enough that we know that this is not a joyful return. This is not a freeing return. This is not a happy reunion. We know enough to know that this return is due to a an unhealthy relationship. And in fact, by the time we get to the end, we start to wonder, is this about his mother, his parent, Mama? Or is this speaking of a lover, referring to Mama, a lover? Or it leaves a lot of room for interpretation, and because it's a bit ambiguous, it doesn't tell all the details. It just tells the state of things in broad strokes and presents it in a way that is not deeply emotional. And by that very act of musically conveying the lack of emotional warmth that one should feel towards a mother, a lover, it hits us very hard in the emotional department, doesn't it? Because we recognize the incredible tragedy and loss that is this song, that is represented in this song, simply because the music itself does not emotionally give us anything. Rather, like the mama doesn't emotionally give him what he needs. And so it's a really effective piece of music. It does an amazing job at leaving us at the end feeling kind of tight in the chest. Like, I can't quite breathe freely because it's so painful. This lack of emotional warmth is so painful. And that's really a powerful artistic representation of this kind of thing. So I've enjoyed this weekend because I have seen sides of Ozzy's creative output that I didn't know before, because before I had been mostly familiar with his Black Sabbath work, I guess, right? And I see that he has a real strength and artistic gift, we could say, although I'm reluctant to use the word gift when it comes to artistry and but we'll leave that aside. We'll call it a gift, an artistic gift to convey ideas and to stir emotions within us without actually musically pouring his own emotions into us. Does that make sense? There's this way of, it's kind of awakening within us something rather than just hitting us with something and dumping it all on us. And that, I think, is what one of the strengths that I've discovered this weekend, which I wasn't aware of before. And I have a great admiration for that, really, because it takes a lot of skill, a lot of instinct, a lot of ability and good judgment, good musical artistic judgment to be able to do that. So, a great weekend spent with Ozzy Osbourne and his music, and all in commemoration of him as he recently passed away just a couple weeks ago. And I'll be seeing you soon.